What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Scyushi, and today we're going to be doing an updated video talking about YouTube memberships. So YouTube memberships is something that I've covered in the past, but ultimately I've been unsatisfied over and over again with the different videos that I've done to covering this, because usually you guys will end up destroying me in the comments and being like, well, you left this out and you left this out, and you're absolutely right. So I'm hoping I can end up covering everything in this video, and I'm going to give you guys a special surprise, those of you that become YouTube members, at the end of the video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. So in short, what is YouTube membership? YouTube membership is going to be a paid subscription model. So I want to be very clear in that none of my content is being pay to win. I'm not hiding content behind a paywall or anything like that. Moving forward into this video, I want you guys to have a very clear picture of my intentions. So here's the thing. If YouTube memberships didn't exist, all of these videos and exclusive stuff that I have for YouTube members would just not exist anywhere. It would be sitting on my hard drive exclusively for me alone. So keep that in mind as we move forward, because I don't want you guys to get the impression that I'm purposefully hiding content behind a paywall or anything like that. Those of you that are free subscribers, I'll use that term for this video, but otherwise I don't mean any offense by that, because there's no distinction for me between any of you guys. You know, you're all my family, and whether you're a paid member or not, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to keep delivering the exact same content you've come to expect me to deliver. This is one of the reasons why I felt it's important for me to have a video explaining what YouTube memberships are, so that those of you that do understand and do have the finances to make a difference in my life can end up actually doing so while having a full understanding of what it is you're actually doing. So I'm still, thankfully, through doing YouTube videos and through my partnership with GameAgo, I am still making a full-time living from doing regular gameplay content, most of all on Trove, obviously, but more recently especially, I've been really enjoying just playing and doing all these other side videos, because more recently, you guys will know, in the past couple months, I started swearing in my channel, which, more important than that subject, you know, that's the big one that everyone clings to, but more so than that, it's the fact that I've become a lot more honest with you guys and am being more myself than ever in my videos, and that is truly gratifying to me to be able to deliver content that I am very satisfied with. Let's talk about YouTube memberships. I don't mean to go on a tangent. I'm sorry about that. So you may have noticed underneath any of my videos, or even just on my channel page, there's this little join button. So YouTube, I mean, I've talked with them about this before. I really don't like that it's called join and that they call it YouTube members, because back in the day, basically what this is and what we're talking about today is a sponsorship of sorts. That's what it used to be called, and then YouTube in their infinite wisdom decided to change it to join, because some CEO thought that it would make people feel more like you're part of a community or some shit. But anyways, when you click on join, you're going to notice that there's going to be these different payment options right here. So you can, you know, basically pay monthly towards me, set amounts of your choosing, right? And I want to be very clear that there are not going to be any distinct rewards from one perk tier to another. So whether you're a supporter and giving me $2 Canadian a month, which is going to be trash for most of you guys in America, that's like 50 cents. There's not going to be any difference between if you're that or if you're an elite gamer giving me a full $80 a month. It doesn't matter. The perks that you get are unified. YouTube has yelled at me about this. They very much want me to make different goals and different abilities that you guys will end up getting, different perks that you'll end up getting based on the amount that you guys are paying. But maybe I'm too much of an honest guy. You know, I don't like that. What can I say? So anyways, by choosing to join the channel and become a paid member, it can be canceled at any time. You know, you can do it for 1 month and then you could stop. It's entirely up to you, but you will end up getting various perks out of it. So first of all, you'll notice all these different colored Scyushi logos, right? So this is going to end up being my logo with various different colors. These are going to be loyalty badges. These will appear next to your comments in the comment section and next to the live chat. So it's very easy for me to pick you guys out in a crowd type of thing, right? More recently, YouTube also had a option set up so that you can actually sort comment sections based on members first and then normal comments, you know, because YouTube really wants to push the whole like paid memberships and stuff like that. I don't know with 100% certainty, but I am suspect to believe that if you are a paid member of a channel, it's kind of like YouTube Red, where you will see less ads on the channel, I think. Maybe you still see the same amount of ads and it's just about supporting me. I don't entirely know, I'm sorry to say. But anyways, the different colors are basically the longer you are a paid member of the channel, the more colors are going to end up changing ultimately to the full-on red one. Now, I want to let you guys know, I'm not a graphics designer or anything like that. I know that I could make these loyalty badges way cooler. Same with the emotes, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I'm not a graphics designer and I can't afford to pay somebody to end up making these tiny little images that would otherwise end up being a source of bragging, right? So then you'll also end up gaining access to custom emotes. These can only be used in live chat. Personally, I wish that you could use these in the comments section, because that would be dope. And how cool would that be if you could use these on other people's comments? This isn't related to just my channel, but you could use these in other people's comments, and then maybe somebody could be like, oh, I like that little sushi emote that some guy used. They click on it, it leads back to my channel. Wouldn't that be a great form of exposure? I think so. You'll end up gaining access to these different emotes, which you can use during live chat, which is when I'm live streaming on YouTube, which I'll live stream on YouTube and Twitch, just kind of 50-50. Depends what I'm feeling like at the time, right? But more importantly, there's going to be these perks down here. So there's going to be early access to some videos. I'll talk about that in a bit, because that's a bit of a more extensive look that I got to share with you guys. You'll also get a YouTube member exclusive text chat. That's a mouthful, in my Discord. So my Discord is linked in all of my videos. I will probably end up linking this video in the description of all my videos henceforth, just so that everybody has a better understanding of what YouTube memberships do and stuff like that. But anyways, if you end up joining my Discord and having your YouTube account linked with your Discord account, you'll end up gaining access to the YouTube members chat, which is a very, very easy, effective way that you can end up contacting me or just talking with other YouTube members of the channel and stuff. It's kind of, you know, more hardcore fans type of thing, right? But you'll also end up getting access to the memes chat in the Discord. So it's kind of a pay to win-ish way that you can end up posting memes in the meme chat. There's also going to end up being a merch discount. Now, I don't mean to go off on a bit of a rant here, guys, but I do gotta be very clear about something. So those of you that are more hardcore fans know that over Christmas of 2019, I actually had a lot of discounts for my store, and none of them worked. So the reason for this, I didn't know until it was too late, is with my merch, which is over at teespring.com/stores/Scyushi, I actually have pretty much all of my merch set up so I maybe make like $2 or $3 profit. I have my merch as cheap as I can possibly make it, okay? And because of it, because I'm not making enough of a profit, that's why a lot of those codes and, you know, like I had like a 30% off discount coupon, and it doesn't work for my merch because they can't take 30% off on something that I'm barely making a profit on in the first place. The reason why I wanted to talk about this now, and you know, because it's relevant, is because while you'll still get a merch discount for being a YouTube member, I can give you at best a 10% discount code that will work on some items, not all of them, just because of how cheap I make everything in my store. And if you want that discount code, just hit me up in the YouTube members chat, okay? Just ask me at any time, just at me and let me know, hey, I want this discount coupon. And then of course I'll end up printing out a code that you can end up using. Now, more importantly, let's talk about the early access videos. So you guys may or may not have noticed, I know that nobody, like barely anybody actually goes to anyone's YouTube channel page anymore, except for people like me. You know, this is pretty much how I browse content, is I go to the few channels that I'm subscribed to and I just go and see their more recent videos, right? But for any of you that have actually checked out my channel, you'll have noticed that there is this YouTube members playlist, and I actually have that very, very public on my channel. You can see the YouTube's membership playlist, even though the videos themselves say they're unlisted, these are actually set to members only. So if you are an unpaid member, a free subscriber, as it were, you can literally click on one of these videos and it'll just say, oh, you gotta be a member of the channel in order to watch it, but you can still end up accessing the playlist itself. So in this playlist, there's going to be varying content that you guys will have access to. Sometimes you'll end up having access to videos that I deem as not exciting enough to end up uploading publicly. Like there was this Destiny stream that I did where I was starting the seasonal quest for, season 9 Osiris quest, whatever, right? Those of you that don't care about Destiny, in short, it was very, very boring. I literally was just standing in a place, shooting enemies over and over, and that was it. So I decided against uploading that publicly and instead just threw it into my YouTube's membership chat or membership playlist, right? Then there's going to end up being the, I won't necessarily say controversial topics, but I will say that in this particular live stream with Trove, this was my first stream of 2020, but I talked about a lot of more serious things that I didn't really want to end up voicing publicly yet. Anyone who caught the stream, okay, sure. And for the more hardcore members, you guys can end up checking it out by being paid members. But for the most part, in this stream, I talked about, my issues with YouTube, and, it ended up coming off to me as very, very preachy, very ranty, talking about all that stuff. And it wasn't really something that I wanted to express publicly, especially in a live stream where it was literally an hour long of me just going back and forth on myself, and since that stream, I had the chance to internalize and think about it. And I thought if any of these topics are something that I deem as important enough to share with you guys, I'll of course end up sharing it with you guys at a later date. But as of right now, I didn't want to have just one video come out of nowhere where I talked about this stuff and then nothing else, because it was something that I just had to get off my chest rather than something that was detrimentally important, right? So sometimes you'll end up getting more ranty streams like that that'll end up being exclusive for you guys. And then more importantly, this is what you'll mostly end up getting by being a YouTube member, is you'll get access to, like it says as the perk, early access videos. So in short, what that means is, for example, this Destiny stream right here where I did the Red War, I streamed that for like 2 hours and then I cut it down in editing to, I forget what I cut down the video to, but those of you that are free subscribers still got access to the entirety of the content. The difference was that this live stream was up maybe a week before everybody else had access to the video, and this is completely unedited. So I didn't have any of the loading screens cut out or anything like that. So while you free subscribers, and I hate to use that term, I'm sorry guys, I just don't know how else to describe it. You guys will still get access to the exact same content. It's just YouTube members will end up getting access to the content earlier. So let's say, for example, if I'm recording a game and I'm going to do a 20-minute episode, make that a finished product. But let's say that I'm doing a live stream recording session and I actually record maybe a couple hours. So let's actually scroll down if I can find it here. My Zelda Link's Awakening is a prime example because I pretty much beat Link's Awakening in 2 live streams. So there was one 4-hour live stream and then there was a 6-hour live stream. YouTube members had access to that entire Let's Play completely unedited already as soon as I was done with the live stream, right? Whereas everybody else who wanted to end up watching that Let's Play, which I know it wasn't particularly popular, but you guys had to wait for me to end up editing down those videos and producing them properly. The difference is that the live streams obviously aren't going to be as high quality as something that I end up actually recording and editing. So just to give you guys an idea, if you're watching some of these as a YouTube member and you're like, why is the quality so bad? It's because it's literally a live stream. So it's got a lot of issues with it. And then rarer than that, this is extremely rare, by the way, you will end up getting a fully produced video that I couldn't find the time to upload, or it just didn't feel right to me to upload at any point in time. So for example, a couple months back, I started a Terraria modded series. I had since gotten bored of it and tired of playing it and wasn't really interested in continuing the series. And I, like an idiot, completely forgot that I actually had an episode 5 already recorded and produced. It was sitting on my hard drive. I didn't know where it was for the longest time. I completely forgot because it was a very busy time for me. I was recording so many different games. It was crazy. And ultimately, when I finally found the video, I was like, This has been like a month or two since the last Terraria video. It would confuse people like crazy for me to upload this and then just say that the series is canceled, because I didn't actually say the series was canceled in this video per se. So I decided to throw it into the YouTube members playlist. This way you guys get to kind of see the final episode behind the scenes, where instead of me uploading it publicly and thus confusing the amount of, you guys, the people that just watch like the normal videos and stuff like that. That does not happen often, okay? It's very, very rare that something like that'll happen. Maybe if there was ever a point where I had like a lot of people that were members of the channel, I could do some exclusive stuff, like maybe an exclusive live stream here or there. But for the most part, it doesn't happen often. And even then, I know that I mentioned YouTube members will end up being able to see videos early. That's just a nice perk that I can give you guys. That said, sometimes I'll actually have those videos just unlisted for everybody to see. For example, when I played through Star Wars more recently, it wasn't a popular enough series for me to bother putting into the YouTube members playlist. So instead, I actually had the live streams for my Star Wars series just unlisted in the description of any of my Star Wars videos. So anyone who wanted to go the extra mile of seeing all of the Star Wars series early, for example, was able to actually do so, because I do believe in giving you guys free content. I leave it entirely up to your discretion whether you want to become a YouTube member or not. You don't have to, and I'm not trying to guilt trip you guys into it or force you to do it or anything like that. It's just an happy alternative option. Now, before we move on, I know that this is a video talking about YouTube memberships, but I do want to talk about Twitch very briefly, if you guys will indulge me. And then I still have something very, very important that I want to share with YouTube members. So I'll talk about that before we end up talking about Twitch. Even though I know that nobody's really going to care about this, I'm personally very excited at the fact that I can let you guys know that I've actually added some of my first OG original cringy AF videos to the YouTube members list. So if you're a YouTube member, you will be able to watch my entire Far Cry 3 Let's Play series, which was full of swears. I didn't understand what was going on at the time, and I cut all the videos down to 10 minutes, and just, it was a really good time for me, but something that I ultimately decided against having publicly. This is where, like I said, these videos were sitting here private. Nobody was ever going to see them. But with YouTube memberships being a thing, it means that we can actually have access to them. So I will end up putting a link to the playlist in the community tab for members only. The videos themselves are all set to members only. And there's a couple other videos that you guys will get to end up seeing as well as time goes on. Most of all, highlighting my older videos. So Turok 2 was pretty much the original reason I got into doing YouTube in the first place. The reason I was playing Far Cry simultaneously at the same time was because I thought that I had to play a modern game, right? But Turok 2 Seeds of Evil was my first ever like official Let's Play series that I was super duper into. There wasn't nearly as many cuts as there was in my Far Cry series, but with Turok 2, that is also going to end up being a series that is exclusive to YouTube members. So you guys can access all of these videos if you want right now by being a YouTube member. And I thought that that was a great way of sharing my appreciation with you guys and letting you guys know that, this is where it started. This is where it all came from, right? Even watching through some of these older videos, I know that you can definitely end up detecting the enthusiasm that I had for playing through Turok and the amount of hate that I had for playing through Far Cry. But anyways, I wanted to have that as a special announcement for you guys that I've set it all up and it's there for you to choose. So I just want to have the distinction to let you guys know that you're going to end up getting pretty much the same perks, but slightly different. So if you sub to me on Twitch, that will end up being a monthly fee that ends up going towards myself, and you'll end up gaining access to the Twitch subscribers role and chat in my Discord instead of the YouTube member one, and you'll get to quite literally watch any of my previously streamed content. So again, it'll be a way that you can end up technically seeing videos early. However, Twitch only keeps videos for a certain amount of time before it ends up removing them. So it's not as crazy, but it's still at least something where I can give you guys a bit of a benefit. on top of the fact that you'll end up getting certain custom emojis and stuff like that. So I just wanted to mention that very briefly at the end here. And also in closing, if you guys ever do end up catching my live stream, I want to let you know that Loots is working again. They were getting sued. That's why they stopped working. But now apparently they're back. Anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful, and I hope that it ended up explaining in a much better way how YouTube memberships work, because I know that it can end up being pretty confusing just in general because YouTube does a terrible job explaining it. So it's entirely up to you guys whether you want to go that extra mile of supporting me, but regardless of that, I would still appreciate if you would smash like, sub for more, buy some of the merch if you don't want to end up becoming a member, or you can become a member to get a discount on some of the merch. Entirely up to you. Have a great day regardless. Nothing's gonna change with the content. Sign on and stay epic.